So you did it. You got the promotion. Congratulations. You were an absolute star player and now you're the coach. Look, this jump from top performer to sales manager, it's one of the toughest, but also one of the most rewarding journeys you can take in your career. So let's dive in and really unpack what it takes to win in this brand new role.
We have to start right here with this quote, because the stakes, they are incredibly high now. The success, the energy, the absolute ceiling of your team's potential now rests squarely on your shoulders. Your leadership just became the new benchmark for everything.
And that brings us to our first big idea. You are in a completely new race now. You've got to think of this as more than just a new job title. It's an entirely different competition. The skills that made you a star player, they are not the same skills that are going to make you a winning coach. This right here, this is the core metaphor for the entire shift. For years, you were the fastest horse on the track, right? Winning all the races, but that's over. Your job now is to be the trainer, to look at every single horse on your team and figure out how to get the absolute best out of each and every one of them. And remember, you're not here to just tear everything down and start from scratch. You're inheriting a talented team. These are the same horses, just with a different trainer. Your job is to make those small, smart changes in coaching and strategy that can unlock their real potential.
So this new role as a trainer, it requires what is probably the biggest challenge you're going to face, truly shifting your mindset from a player to a coach, from someone who personally closes deals to a leader who builds a team that closes deals.
And the first major trap you have to avoid is becoming what we call a super operator. This is that new manager who just can't let go. They try to be the hero on every call. They jump in to solve every little problem, and they're basically doing their old job plus their new one. It is a recipe for burnout and, honestly, an underperforming team.
Your entire focus has to shift. It's no longer about your personal results. It's all about the team's results. You don't do the work anymore. You deliver success through other people. And that means you have to learn to delegate, and delegate effectively. Management is your main job now, not some side hustle.
Oh, and be really careful with this one. It is so tempting to constantly talk about your own past successes as a salesperson. But leaning on that, well, this is how I did it approach, it can really alienate a seasoned team and it stifles their own unique styles. And here's the bottom line. Your past achievements, they earned you this job, for sure, but they won't earn you your team's respect. Their main question every single day is, how is my new manager going to help me be more successful? That's where your focus has to live now.
Okay, so if your focus is now on helping your team, what does that actually look like day to day? Well, it's time to master the new playbook, the core duties that are going to become your tools for driving results.
This is your new toolkit. It's not about your personal pipeline anymore. It's about planning for the team, hiring the right people, training them, setting fair goals, reporting progress upstairs, and creating programs that motivate everybody. These are the levers you get to pull to lead your team to victory.
Now, looking at that list, it might feel a little overwhelming, and that's okay. Remember, nobody expects you to be a superstar from day one. You are, in a lot of ways, starting over. So give yourself some time to learn. The same drive that made you a great salesperson will make you a great manager as long as you embrace that learning curve.
So what's this number? 90%? Well, that's the percentage of sales managers you will be ahead of if you just start each day with one simple question. How can I help my team improve today? It is such a simple mindset shift, but it has a massive impact.
And that question, how can I help my team, it leads directly to one of leadership's biggest challenges, mastering that delicate balance between the task and the team, between pushing for results and developing the people who actually deliver them.
You know, you can think of your job as having two sides of a scale. On one side, you've got the task, all the stuff like pipeline management, reports, just getting things done. And on the other side, you've got the individual, the mentoring, career development, motivation, feedback. A great manager lives in that balance, knowing exactly when to push on the task and when to focus on the person. Being able to manage that balance effectively really hinges on one single thing: respect. And respect is not something that your new title just gives you. It has to be earned, day in and day out. And trust me, it can be lost in an instant.
So how do you earn it? It really comes down to this path. First, your actions have to speak way louder than your words. Second, you have to approach your job with a genuine desire to serve your team. And finally, you make their success your number one priority. Because if they win, you win. It's that simple. All of these daily actions, earning respect, balancing tasks, serving your team, they all add up to something much bigger, your leadership brand. So for our final section, let's talk about your legacy and the kind of leader you intentionally want to become.
I love this metaphor. You haven't left the team behind. You are still in the same barn with them, but your role has changed. You're in a different stall now, and that means your perspective has to shift. You've gone from listening in the sales meeting to leading it, and embracing that new vantage point with humility is absolutely crucial.
And above all else, please be authentic. Your team is smart. They will spot a phony immediately. The most powerful leadership style you can possibly have is one that's true to your own personality and your own values. Don't try to be some manager you saw in a movie. Just be yourself.
So as you start to build your leadership brand, rooted in this foundation. First, be authentic to who you are. Second, represent your company with dignity and honor in every single interaction. And finally, see your role as being bigger than just hitting a quota. It's about developing people and elevating the entire profession of sales.
This is the question you should be asking yourself as you start this whole journey. When the pressure is on, when you have to make a tough call, what are the core values and principles that you absolutely will not compromise on?
And let's end with what might be the most important question of all. Years from now, when people on your very first team are asked what it was like to work for you, what do you want them to say? To finding that answer today is the first step to becoming the kind of leader they'll remember for all the right reasons.